Hi guys, this is going to be a very quick rundown on the Bixler, as in a follow-up to part 1. I renamed the other video part 1 only because I had a large number of questions and PMs that were sent through YouTube asking me further questions about bits and pieces that I probably should have had in the original video, which I left out. In any case, one of the questions I had was, what sort of range do I get with this system at the moment? And this is using that Clover leaf and also this 200 milliwatt system. I'm getting around, I've been out to about just over 2Ks. I can confirm with a patch antenna I'll get out to 4.5Ks, and I can confirm that because just today Jason tried it out with his AXN using pretty much the same FPV gear. Same type of radio with the patch antenna. This is with the Free Sky, and he's getting out to 4.5Ks, no dramas at all. He didn't push out any further than that, only because he didn't have return to home on his OSD. So hopefully if I get a chance to fly this weekend or next weekend, I'm going to try and push out just basically to the point where failsafe kicks in and brings the aircraft back home again. And I'll be able to give you some more meaningful data in terms of what sort of range I'm getting. Now, the next question I had was, what is the total weight of this aircraft? Now, the total weight of this aircraft, this is with absolutely everything on it, ready to launch, ready to fly. This is the battery, the GoPro, everything set up as is. It comes in at 1.1 kilograms. Okay, the next question I had was, why don't I use the GoPro as my main FPV camera? There's a number of reasons why I don't use it. Firstly, the quality you get out of the GoPro is fantastic, but for flying it isn't. It doesn't seem to handle the darker areas very well. Also, there's the issue of battery. It's running off its own battery. Now, you can obviously hack into it and run it off a different battery source, but I still wouldn't do that because I'm much happier with the quality I'm getting out of one of these cameras. So that's sort of a few of the reasons, but essentially this is my FPV camera, and that's designed to give me good vision for flying. So I need to see everything. I'm not worried about the colors looking fantastic and all that sort of stuff, whereas this is my camera that I'm using for the good quality footage that I might upload to YouTube or something like that. So they're used for completely different purposes. And also the other question I had is, why is my GoPro in its case? Why am I not just running it naked? Now, the reason I don't do that is it allows me to clip and unclip the GoPro really easily. I'm running the skeleton case at the moment, so I can still pop everything in and out, and yes, I am carrying a bit more weight. But the advantages in having this case here, for me personally, is if it does crash, it's not going to be an issue because the GoPro will survive. Secondly, if I want to fly over water or something like that, I can actually put the waterproof housing on and fly it over water. Worst case scenario, if I crash into the water, I may lose other components, but I'm not going to lose my GoPro. It's on a foam platform, so it is going to float. So that's not going to be an issue at all, but I can run to different cases. That's my logic. That's why I've got the case on. Yes, I do know it adds extra weight, but look, it hasn't affected the flight performance. The way I've got it configured at the moment, this thing seems to fly quite well. Okay, another question I had is, with the 220 milliamp battery, am I actually using the original metal weights that are in the nose? No, I'm not. I've taken those out, and actually if you have a look over here, a couple of them are down the on the tailplane, so I don't actually use those. I've had to actually put more weight in the tail, so I've got minimal weight in the nose. Next question was the Bixler 2. I'll get onto that in a minute. Have I reinforced my wing spar? Have I had to do anything with that? Well, no, I haven't. The wing spar is still totally stock. I haven't made any modifications at all. The reason I haven't is because I don't fly this aircraft inverted or do anything crazy with it. It's just basically my FPV test platform. It's never been crashed. I generally land pretty carefully, so there's no issues there at all as far as throwing the model around. If you are going to be crashing, or if you are going to do aerobatics with the aircraft, you're going to probably have to reinforce this somehow. I haven't done that with this aircraft because I haven't had to. Okay, the next question I had is, I'm using the one battery to actually power the OSD, the aircraft, the engine, the radio control, all those bits and pieces. Am I getting any noise and interference with the camera footage? No, I'm not. There's a number of reasons why I don't get any interference. Firstly, I've got the camera and the ESC a fair distance away from each other. Down this end you've got the OSD and I've got the receiver. The antennas pop out either side over here. Now the ESC and the battery sort of sits in the middle section over there, so they're away from everything else. So as such, I don't get any noise in my video. Having said that, I'm planning on putting an LC filter in this model, which will basically just help clean up the footage even further. I've seen some footage on YouTube where with and without the LC filter, and it looks like it makes a phenomenal difference. So I will be doing that. But look, I'm not getting any noise. If you are getting lots of noise, I do have that issue with the Skyhawk, and the reason for that is everything's packed in close. So if you can move things further away, it's going to make a big difference. Now I've noticed some people with the 200 milliwatt transmitter, they actually have it sitting back here somewhere, and that's really a good idea if you can be bothered getting it that far away, because it's going to make a phenomenal difference as far as range and everything goes. But at the moment, my transmitter antenna is over here and my receiver antenna is over here, so they're a fair distance away. They shouldn't cause any interference, so that could be the reason why you're getting some degree of interference. Okay, the next question I've had is, what do I think about the Bixler 2? The main thing that I have an issue with the Bixler 2 is the length of the nose. Now I'm not sure how well you're going to see that, but it's actually quite a bit longer than this Bixler. So what does that mean? The issue I had was when I actually configured this camera, the position of it, I needed it to clear this camera, so this would have been the field of vision, and I didn't want it to sit too high, but I wanted to get it as low enough as possible without this nose showing in the actual footage. And sometimes you'll notice if I have this pointing slightly down, you can actually see the nose, the tip of the nose, in my footage. What I've done is, as long as I have it leveled out flat, I can't actually see the nose in my video footage. Now, with the nose actually being longer on the Bixler 2, the issue that's going to create for me personally is it means the nose is going to be in the way. I mean, you can obviously overcome that. All you'd have to do is bring the GoPro further forward, which means you could probably cut into here somewhere or attach it somehow over here. But then if you do that, if you bring this weight forward, that means you're going to need to add more weight towards the tail. So for the use that I'm using it, the Bixler 2 definitely isn't an aircraft for me. I won't be upgrading to it because I see no reason to. It would have been nice. I mean, if you look at the Bixler 2, I think it's a great aircraft. I love the fact that they've got flaps on it. They've got protection underneath the aircraft. They've upgraded the motor. They've done all the right things. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that they actually made this nose longer. It would have been better if they actually made the fuselage wider and given you more room to fit gear in rather than giving you the extra length. That's basically my thoughts on the Bixler 2 and this aircraft. I think I've covered everything. Other upgrades I'm thinking of doing is for this IR sensor, I'm actually thinking of adding a servo there to actually control it, so I could actually stabilize and trim the aircraft out in the air when it's in PA mode, the pilot assist mode. So that's one of the mods that I'm actually thinking of doing to this aircraft. Other than that, I think I've covered everything. I hope that was of use. If you have any further questions, by all means, feel free to PM me or put a comment at the end of this video. In any case, thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. See ya.